Hello everyone. Today we are doing a mask making class. So I'm fairly new to sewing, but this is the one thing I have learned how to do fairly well. This is what we're going to be making today. Just a basic face mask with some elastic. I guess you can choose your own fabric. Oh, welcome. But doing some elastic stuff like that. Hello. Okay, so to begin, we're just gonna use our tool, our little mask making grid, and we are going to cut out our pieces. I've actually pre-cut one side of it already just to speed things up a little, but this is the tool I'm gonna be making. It is a Creative Grids ruler. I really like it because it does allow me to do different sizes, so that's pretty nice. And today we're gonna be making the small. So when you use it, you just wanna line it up in the corner, just like that. You can't really see. Wow, there we go. Anyways. Now I will just be, oh, there he goes. Now we'll just be cutting out these two pieces with a nice little rotary cutter. The nice thing about this is that we do have pre-cut sections of fabric. They're 7 by 9 inches, which works perfectly for the small. And you could just sort of cut off any of that excess fabric. Flip it just like that. Cut it just like that. I'm not the best at the rotary cutter, but I am learning. Well, this fabric is being difficult. If Josh would not be mean to me, that would be great. I'd like to see him do a class. All right, so after much struggle and strife, we actually do have 2 pieces of fabric right here. Bring them out just like that. That is your inside lining and your outside lining. I actually pre-cut the other fabric so we can immediately go to sewing. So I'm actually gonna move you all. Please bear with me while I figure this out. Josh, I hope people can see that on live as well. So, trying to get a good angle for the sewing machine. Ah, there it is. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that should be what we're seeing. But, oh, my mind. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's what we're gonna have to work with from now on as I struggle with this camera. Okay. So we are going to just go and along this curved section of the mask, we're going to sew along there just a 1/4 inch seam. I'm just using a 1/4 inch foot as well. Nothing too fancy. This one is the Husqvarna one with a guide because I am not the best at lining up seams. I'm just gonna use my foot pedal. Go nice and steady. Please ignore my aggressive sewing habits. Just like that. We're gonna cut our fabric. do the same with the other one. Bring it down just like that, line it up, and then go. You do not have to go as fast as I went last time. You could just go slower. There we go. Another nice little seam. For this seam, it's just gonna look just something like that. I'm not the best at lining that up, but it's gonna look something like that. I actually have pink thread that I'm working with right now. And here comes the fun part. So to make this seam lay correctly, we're actually going to cut along this excess fabric. We're gonna cut little triangles into it. Just like that. Let me do it like this actually, so you can see me cutting. I'm gonna bring out my pair of scissors. And I recommend really sharp scissors for this, otherwise you'll just be stuck cutting all day, which is really fun and cool. So you're just gonna go and cut little triangles, just like that. Not to the seam, but almost there. Well, I did, yeah, about there. And then you're just gonna cut like that along the entire thing to lay the seam properly. And they don't all have to be the same size, it's just to help it lay. Yep, something like that. It could definitely be prettier, but you know, we'll work with what we work with. Now we go here. And then one more. Alrighty. Now we have two seams that are all cut and ready to go, and then we can lay them and start sewing the actual mask itself. So, I'm gonna fold this in just like that. You could see we have the beginnings of the mask shape right there. Sorry about this horrible camera angle. It will get better next time. Break it out, fold it in. Just like that. And you're actually going to lay these two seams. When you sew, you're going to press them and you're going to press these seams opposite ways. That way, the seams fit perfectly together. I'm going to actually have Rachel iron that for me really fast. While I fix a camera angle. Now Rachel has pressed this side over to the right with an iron. Actually, she pressed it to the left, I think. Amazing. And then as soon as we get the other side, we're actually going to sew again. So I'm going to bring you back over to the machine. It's not a very long process. The first few times I did it, it took a while, but afterwards it was very much fast and easy. So we're just gonna press these two seams into one another, line them up. You wanna make sure your edges there we go. All right, we were just fixing some edges right there. So you're gonna wanna make sure your two edges are facing opposite of each other, your two seams. You're going to bring it up just like that, and you're going to get ready to sew. So when you start sewing this, I actually have pre-cut elastic. On the Creative Grids ruler, they tell you how much elastic to use for each one. Because I'm using small, I used 5 to 6 inches. I went bigger and did 6 inches just to be safe. So when I'm sewing in there, I don't have to worry if it's too short, or if I mess up something, I don't have to worry about maybe bringing it in a little bit. So the machine that we're actually using today is the Husqvarna Viking Opal 690Q. It's not an embroidery machine, it's just your straight sewing machine. It is going to come with your standard set of Husqvarna buttons as well, including the fixed button, the presser foot buttons option, stuff like that. This is actually what the inside of the machine looks like. That's the thread I'm using, that hot neon pink. It's pretty amazing. This is also going to show you all your options for stitching right here. That's actually been pretty nice. This particular machine is the one I first started sewing on when I was taking the certification classes and stuff like that. So it's kind of nice to come back to it and look at it. So now we could go ahead and sew. So what I'm going to do with this elastic, actually, I'm going to bring it in. And when you're making your elastic, you want to fit it into the mask. You're going to press it into the edge. But you're going to try to line it up with the edges of the two mask faces, but not quite there. So something like that. And you're going to want to keep all your fabric on the left side of the needle. That way you don't have a bunch of excess fabric on the right side. And then you're going to line up your edges with the 1/4 inch ruler.
Oh, yeah, put it on. I don't. Who's in there? Isaiah. Hi, Isaiah.
And then you're going to start sewing.
We good? Isaiah, Marlene.
And then when you want to lock the stitch back in, you're actually going to hit the reverse button on this machine, and you're going to take it back, just so that our elastic doesn't fall out.
Isabella, right?
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, sassy as ever. You learned that.
Absolutely.
So what are you making?
I'm actually doing a mask class right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're totally
Who are you
fine.
teaching, her?
Not her.
Oh, we're the world. Oh, she's on a computer or something? Am I in trouble?
No, you're good. So you're going to keep going until you get to the stitching in the middle, that middle hem. Gonna feed it through. And then you're gonna go back once you reach over that middle hem. And you are once again going to lock it. Alrighty. Oh, looks like I accidentally went off a little bit, so we're just gonna cut that real fast. A little bit hard to see right there, but that's all right. Cut off some excess stitching right there. And then we'll continue. And you're just going to continue this all the way around until you get to the bottom of your mask. So I'm going to pick up right where we left off, 1/4 inch, bring it down. And the nice thing about this mask is if you're just starting out like I am, or you're newer to it, you don't really have to worry too much about how nice the stitching looks or anything like that. Keep going until you get towards the edge of the fabric, about 1/4 inch away. And then I'm going to put in my second piece of elastic, which has fallen on the floor. Press it in just like that. And then continue sewing. I know some people like to have the elastic like an exact amount of width away from the edge of the fabric, but that is not me. All right, and reverse it so we can lock that in. Bring it back again. Alrighty. And then we're actually going to pivot right here. Make sure your needle is down. And we're going to continue going. Alrighty. Continue that pivot. And then when you get to the bottom of your elastic, I'm going to raise my presser foot just so I have a little bit more room. I'm actually going to slide that elastic in there. So it looks a little bit like that. And then when I pivot, bring it down, and then go forward once again. And then I'm going to lock that back in once again. And then continue. And then the bottom is where it gets a little bit trickier because you are going to need to leave an area of unstitched fabric so that you can flip this mask inside out. So continue forward, feed it through, lock that back in. Turn around. Actually, where I'm going to stop there. I'm going to cut my thread. And then I'm going to tuck in my elastic. Press it down. And then so, reverse, lock it back in, cut there, make sure I got it, and then I'm going to tidy up this side over there. Bring up my presser foot, fix my thread a little bit, kind of fell out of the foot there. Tidy it up. Press, and then so. Oh, I still had it in reverse, my bad. The learning process. And then go. Alrighty. And then you're going to go through. You might see that I have quite a few hanging threads, so I'm just going to go snip those off, make it look a little bit neater. And this is the very fun part. I'm going to use my turning tool, and that hole that I left down here, I am going to begin pushing it through. Just fix the camera. That hole that I left at the bottom of the mask, I'm actually going to push it through. Just like that. And as you can see, the way the elastic fell, I now have two places for my ears. This is the general look of it. And then I'm going to use my turning tool. It looks kind of like this. It's a big piece of almost nail. And then I'm going to press through all the seams just to make sure they're nice and pressed out. It's not all rumpled in. There we go. I'm going to do this all the way around the mask. And then once I've done that, I'm going to take this hole that I left and I'm going to sew it back up. And then I'm going to go around the entirety of the perimeter of the mask again. And do a top stitch. So, what? Line it up and then go. Just like that. Pivot. Now we're almost done. Bring it around. And then they're finally gonna meet in the middle. You can cut the fabric. And there you have it. Your mask. That's what it looks like from the back. Nice little pink top stitching. Not the most perfect, but it does exist. And there you have it, a wearable mask. Thanks for tuning in.